but I know the DJ.
Do you?
Welcome to episode 39 of But I Know the DJ, a podcast discussing all things DJ, music, nightlife, business, and pop culture through the unfiltered opinions of Snacks.
Give me snacks, baby.
AKA Curtis Snacks, and powered by Dope Entertainment. We have a very special guest in the building. We have a stylist, captain of Pioneers Run Crew, founder of Trailblazhers, and photographer. We welcome my sister, Frances Ramirez, in the building. Lots of love in the building right now. Lots of crew loves. When I say sister, not actually blood sister, but pretty much my sister. People, I feel like people think we're related at some points.
They ask us all the time.
But big reason why I want to have you here is just because you have your hand in a lot of things. Very experienced and very multifaceted. I feel like you've lived many lives, and I don't know. You just always got game to spit. You know what I mean?
I've done a lot.
Yeah, the big thing is obviously, as some of the listeners know, we run together, or I run, and I happen to run with you. We run together, Pioneers and everything like that. And I feel like in a way, we have a similar journey in terms of kind of people that look like us. We're both Central American, and body types not supposed to be quote unquote running. And you have 3 marathons under you.
I got 2, about to be 3.
About to be 3, because you're about to run
the Boston Virtual, right?
And training tomorrow. You got how many miles to run?
I got 18 miles to run tomorrow.
and so just kind of walk us through your running journey and kind of how that started for you, why, and kind of where you're at right now.
Okay, so my running journey started when I was 24 in August. I was like 10 pounds of being a diabetic, and then it's either I be a diabetic and be on insulin for the rest of my life, or I try to make a difference and change it. So I just try to change it for the sake of my health, for less medicine. And my mom is diabetic too, and it just runs in our family. It runs in our culture, right? Basically, diabetes is not really it's just part of. Unfortunately, it kills a lot of Latin American people. So I just
we go against our traditional diet.
Exactly.
You know what I
we
mean?
really do. We eat greens. Healthy. No, I love gallo pinto. I love rice and beans. That's my go-to plate. But I cannot have that because it's unrealistic for me to live on.
Even think about tamales and during Christmas time.
Right.
Like how my family, how we usually do it, is we get tamales for Christmas Eve and get enough. We get 50, get enough to last us to New Year's.
Right.
So it's a week straight of only eating tamales. And if you don't know what tamales are, it's lard. If you don't know what lard is literally solidified pig fat. Mm-hmm. And then you put some meat in it and some, some olives and shit. And it's delicious, but think about eating lard for a week straight. I every year gain 10 pounds in a week.
Yeah.
Just because of the shit I'm eating.
Because it's delicious.
It's delicious and it's culture.
Yeah.
But it's so bad for you, know?
Right, and that's the way, how our peoples used to survive. But now, everything's advanced and we're all learning. And, obviously, we know that's not the way to go because, high blood pressure and diabetes can kill somebody. So
yeah. And so your initial reason was strictly health.
Health, right.
And why was running the route? Why not do a P90X? Why not do...
Well, running is free. You can do it anywhere.
Heard that.
So...
Heard that.
And... my dad's a runner, and I remember as a little girl, I've always been a big girl growing up, always.
Yeah, I've always been a big boy.
Yeah,
I know how it is.
So if my brothers needed a girl to beat up, I was their man. So so I was always the big girl. So my dad will always try to make me run. I hated it, and he always put me in sports. Also hated it, but I was good at it. But at the end of the day, I ended up just picking up where he left off. He taught me to the best way to lose weight, the fastest way to lose weight is to go for a run. Keep moving your body. And I just kind of went with it and just been going with it for a while. Mm-hmm.
So by the time that we met in about 2017.
I was my skinniest.
Yeah,
I was hella skinny.
You, at that point, where were you in the running journey? Because I feel like at least for me, like I'd always ran just because of training or used to play soccer a lot or just to, because I knew it was good for exercise, but it didn't get serious or real until 2017 when I joined Pioneers. Was that the same for you at that point?
So I was weighing, when I joined Pioneers, I was weighing like 150, which was like pretty low, but I was like climbing up and I was like, oh, I need to like move my body somehow. I think I'm plateauing. Maybe I just need to work harder. But also I was freshly out of a relationship and feeling lonely as fuck and didn't want to keep meeting people off Tinder and like all these apps. So I was like, I need to put myself in a
new group of people, like
a new group of setting,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I know Sydney had cute friends because did you know that I used to hit up Sid for, on Tinder would tell you like your friends common. Yeah. So I would roll all the way down and Sid would know like almost every dude. So I would always DM him and be like, is this a good person?
And so for those, Sid we did have on the show.
Yeah.
Sid, founder of Pioneers and PYNRS. Great episode, one of our more inspirational episodes from the feedback we got. So that's the Sid who we're referring to. That's the mutual friend, who you knew since elementary school,
right? Which
is wild, like decades,
decades.
Crazy. But you guys weren't always necessarily close, right? Like it's been in and out of.
It was in and out. We were growing up. We were going. We had different interests, right? Like so, in our life just went different directions. But I was always hitting him up on Tinder, being like, "Is he a douche or no?" Sometimes he'll say it's a douche. And I'm like, I'll try it.
Fuck it, yeah, fuck it. Fuck. Sometimes we need that,
right?
And running started becoming more and more bigger part of your life. Was it at that point? At what point did it stop becoming just for health, and maybe for another reason or for something bigger than that?
Oh, I noticed that a lot of women just needed someone to like push them or just see someone like them doing it and like just putting in the work. It's just like, like when you see it, like, I don't know, when, girls see themselves, like, I think I'm spitting all over the place. It's like, I was trying to inspire a lot of people. I think what it turned for me is when another girl stepped up to me and be like, hey, it's really hot outside. Can you take off your shirt? Would you take off your shirt if I take off my shirt? Because I want to be in my sports bra. And I was like, yeah. And I felt like, whoa, this is a thing. I didn't know this was a thing.
And I didn't know it was a thing either.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing. I usually would take off my shirt when I'm hot, when I'm running, but I get the self-consciousness.
Yeah.
So I kind of did it with that. So I was now it just turned into something more like with numbers with power. Yeah.
And so that was the breakthrough moment for you then, to then start the bra run.
Right. That was the program moment. Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite events. I just think it's super sick. Like the reasoning behind it. And there's something so powerful about seeing, a certain group of people, quote unquote, not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Going against the grain, right?
Yeah, going against the grain.
Normalizing being yourself in your own
skin.
skin.
And like, it's always on a hot ass day.
Always on a fucking hot
People
ass day.
are in pain, but like they're smiling through because of what it means. You know what I'm saying? So if you could please just kind of explain and elaborate on what the bra run is exactly, how it's grown since year one to where you are now.
So the bra run is basically a women run movement. To empower women to be confident in their skin and to empower each other, sisterhood, and believing yourself and just believing that your beauty is worth. So that's pretty much what the bra run's is about, but also the after vibes is pretty awesome.
And so what has been, the structure of it? Walk us through kind of what a bra run event looks like. So
a bra run will basically be, we will do a call of action for our women to show up. We asked them to channel some stuff, right? We would say like, we are women, we are powerful, who runs this shit? We do. It's just, we all say that we talk about women empower women, but like we all say, but do we really, really do it? So this is actually the moment that we actually put our words in motion. And that's exactly what we do. There's always a lot of new people into fitness in that time. And it's really scary. So we try to make it comfortable and as welcoming to them. And every year we always get a bunch of ladies hitting us up being like, wow, that was my first 5K. 5K is really 3.2 miles, and that's a lot, actually, if you guys think about it. So, like, imagine that being your first run, your first race, and it's with a bunch of women cheering you on, telling you got this, boo. Like, you know, that's empowering. So, it's usually one of people's first times getting into fitness and fitness journeys. Kat is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Kat.
Yeah.
And you know, being on the outside looking in, you know, obviously being a man, I'm not supposed to be running in it as much as I want to. It's such a great event. But I see it from afar, you know, seeing those people that, you know, feel like they're one part of something bigger than them, and then two, what it stands for, and being part of that empowerment is, you know, it's life changing. You know, like it really is. You guys are what, on year 4?
You're going into 4. You're
going into 4, and this past year finally going you know, outside of Boston with your event, having done the Bra Run New York.
Yeah.
What was that process and experience like?
That was really nervous because we're going into a new territory. New York runs differently from Boston. And New York is that's where like run crew culture kind of happened. And we wanted to make sure that we were intentional with who we collaborate, where we collaborate, and who we collaborate for. So Bra Run turned into a fundraiser, because we support the space that we take on, and we want to support anything that supports women. So we teamed up with Power, and he does the vegan community fridges, which is also very big because he's a Latin American man, and he puts it in boroughs that like are not accustomed to seeing vegan community fridges. So he did that, and he's been doing it. And we fundraised for him. We did the Courage Campaign, which is Ashley Mitchell's nonprofit that supports young athletes around Boston. So
it's all this like what I've learned from being in the running community is all this crazy interconnected like community where it's like a fitness, but people that want to make change using fitness as a platform.
Right.
And I think that's what you guys are doing. You know, again, Power, Ashley, you know, Sid, you know, just to name a few people. Again, I didn't realize, like, before getting into the running community, like, I saw fitness as, like, this very corny, like, oh, like, I'm a fitness influencer, and, like, or, like, fitness couples, you know, that are, like, vlogging and stuff like that, and I was just like, this is, like...
It's whack.
It's whack, and, like, everyone looks the same, you know, like, everyone's, like, white, skinny, six-pack, like, tall, and I was like, yeah, this is whack, man, and then once I got in it and, like, realized that it's so much deeper than that, and that you can find people really getting into these very specific but powerful either, you know, reasons as to why they're doing something or initiatives that they're trying to kind of impact or create awareness for. And you're like, damn, like something like running, like you said in the very beginning, it's free to do. It's quite easy to kind of just physically do, right? So why not run for a cause? Right? Why not run to fundraise or just to kind of, you know, what you guys did, like, especially in New York, like, just seeing this big group of women running down a street. Oh, shit, why are they running?
That shit was so much fun.
It was crazy.
I love looking back. Like, no picture can capture, like, looking back and seeing a swamp of women just running and cheering and, like, hollering and just so happy.
Stopping traffic and all that shit. It's crazy, yeah. And so I think, you know, there are a few things that, you know, we were just talking about how, you know, after this recording, like, I'm going to go on a run at night. And, you know, I run with Sid with Hawaii. Shout out, Sid. And so, you know, she's my running partner sometimes, and we run together. And even she's mentioned, she's like, she likes to run alone sometimes, like at night. And I'm like, yo, you need to be careful. She's like, oh, yeah, like, I carry a weapon on me and stuff. And I'm like, I've never had to do that. You know what I mean? You know, you obviously being a woman in fitness and being a woman who's kind of become a voice for other women, you know, what is it like being a woman in fitness?
It's, wow, good question. Wow, I was not ready for that one.
I'm on my Jimmy Fallon shit these days, bro.
I was not ready for that one. What does it mean to be a woman in fitness? You should ask me, how does it feel to be a woman of color in fitness?
Woo!
Because that's the difference.
It's different. That is very different. That's very, very different.
I mean, brands are just changing, right? Now they're putting in like
so it's so obvious.
Yeah, super
Which is
obvious.
like, I mean, it's one of those things where it's what we wanted,
right?
But fuck, it took a long time.
Took a whole lot.
You know what I mean? Like I remember even on my end, like the Rihanna Fenty stuff where they're like getting like bigger dudes, and I was like, wow, like, and it was crazy because Twitter was on a wildfire, being like, "Oh, like this is the man I've been looking for." I'm like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Y'all posted Michael B. Jordan last week." You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But it was good to see like the representation again. Me being like a huskier dude and shit, where I was like, "Wow, like." Shout out Rihanna, man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But yeah, like
She really did. She set the tone for a lot of these brands.
Yeah.
Like Old Navy just starting it to put you know plus size together. Like no shit, you should have been doing that.
been doing this, yeah.
Yeah.
So having women of color, and have you been feeling that representation in a good way? What are kind of your experience? You don't have to name names. I mean, you can if you want, but
I mean, before Pioneers, I didn't run with nobody because it was a bunch of white people, right? And then like if I pull up, right, like I will show up. If you guys see what I actually wear when I first started running, I was wearing like my brother's old clothes and like some like sneakers I found on DSW on sale. So like I was on that like bootleg shit.
Yeah.
So if I was to show up in my bootleg shit to like a run club in like Back Bay, I'm gonna be outcast already. One, I don't look the part. Two, my skin don't match them. They already think I'm going to be slow. I would probably be taking pictures of because they will want to try to
hype up the fact that you're there.
Right, to hype up the fact that I'm there. Right, because I remember beginning of Pioneers, I remember a couple of people who are people of color, women of color, and they told me they run with a group in like in the downtown area, and like they pulled up, they heard a couple of them being like, they ain't coming back next week. And they heard that, and then they were like, nah, we're pulling up every week. To the point they were pulling up every week, and then they heard about Pioneers, and then they started to pull up to Pioneers only, right?
But they wanted to make a point.
They wanted to make a point, right?
It's wild, man. Like, I just don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but the fact that it really is blatant and it exists and shit, like, because and especially like we were talking about in the beginning, like people of color, like we have different anatomy,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like our bio, like the way the certain parts of our body grows naturally, genetically is different, right? And so yeah, like we don't look like me and you. We do not look like
we don't look like runners. But all. What does a runner look like? Exactly. We're changing that narrative.
Yeah, changing that narrative. Very much outside.
Very outside.
But yeah, but I know that just kind of getting back to the original question, being a woman of color in fitness, what are some of the challenges you'd experienced, whether it be just as an individual and just running down the street?
To be taken serious.
Or,
To be taken serious.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is, to be taken serious. That's like a woman thing, that's a woman of color thing, and to be heard. I think the whole Breonna Taylor, do you remember when I yelled? Well, you remember. So Trailblazhers.
Oh, yeah.
Trailblazers, we had in a remembrance of Breonna Taylor, we had like a ride for Breonna, in honor of Breonna Taylor's 1 year passing. And I had a friend, my co-founder, Liz Rock, shout out to Liz Rock. She was doing a speech. She was about to do a speech. And then the previous speech was about listening to Black women. And then right when she was about to speak, everybody started talking. I snapped because it's like we literally just said. I think I yelled at 300 people.
I was there. Yeah. You yelling is scary. Yeah, you yelling. I remember being like, "Oh shit,
she's crazy." Crazy.
But I get it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like, and that's the thing. Like we do, especially at that time, mid COVID, when it was cool to, support Black lives and all that shit. Like, especially in that moment, it was just so much like.
There's a lot of emotions.
It was a lot of emotion, but it was a lot of fucking cap. Like people being like, "Oh, like I'm about this life or whatever," and that was such a good example of it when there's a whole speech about listening and supporting Black women, and then a Black woman starts talking, and no one's
everyone's like,
it was bad. That shit was bad.
That was bad.
But it's true, and we're seeing, you are backed by a brand.
I am
by Puma. Which is super dope. What's been the experience in terms of kind of being heard or being able to get your vision coming to life with the support of a big brand like Puma?
Oh, well, it actually has helped a lot. They helped us like spread our word. They really believe in us, which I really truly appreciate. They're always down to do what needs to be done. They're there for the support. They've been there since day one, but now we're officially signed.
Yeah.
So That's pretty awesome. It just helps. It helps like reach out to more and give more gear to women to make it more accessible, to make them feel good too. Because one thing about fitness is that you need to feel good to go out there and like get some miles in.
People like I remember like I wear lots of like sunglasses,
Yeah.
like crazy sunglasses and like socks and like I like to be like fly when I run,
Right?
Even though like I don't be putting like miles like you or
Right.
like any of the other bigger runners do. And people are like, yo, like why? And I'm like, yo, like I like to feel fly.
Yeah,
you
hell
know
yeah,
what I
why
mean?
not?
Like why should I dress like a bum to
Right, you dress
to-
up to go out to dinner, right?
yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm like, I want to feel good,
Right.
And if I'm running down, I know I'm fly.
Right. You don't know
Okay.
who you're gonna see. You single, right? It's true though. Like you know, you don't know who you're gonna see. You gotta
But
be
like
ready.
that's why, and I'm like when like my shoes are dope and my socks are
Yeah.
dope and they match my glasses, and you know what I mean.
Makes you excited to go.
Makes
for
me
a run.
excited to go for a run, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, you know what? I might want to go a little bit further,
Yeah.
because I'm fly.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And,
I've definitely done
and
that.
it's real shit. And like when you were saying in the beginning, when like, you know, you would pull up before you were an experienced runner in some like just a t-shirt or like I remember I was running in like basketball shorts and like a cotton t-shirt and some like just some sneaks, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was uncomfortable and I didn't look good. I looked like a bum, you know what I mean? And like 4 years later, like I'm fly.
Yo, running community has stepped up my game.
Yo, yeah,
Completely.
yeah. And then like with the post your run fit thing, like because there'll be some fly ass people running, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, yo, like talk to me about the fit, like
Yeah.
what are you wearing, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the colors and stuff, like it's real shit. Where like being able to, like you said, like going on a date or like how you dress for work or something, like I don't think it stops there, you know.
Hell no.
Look dope in fitness, and that's why shit like brands like Gymshark have popped off so much, and like all these like athleisure brands, shout out Pioneers as well. You know what I mean? Just like making it cool to like just be in some fitness
Also, but
gear,
like
you know what I mean?
we're currently all in like leisure wear,
Yeah,
right? Like that's like 90% of like everyone's attire is leisure wear, like
Yeah.
sports stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm in my joggers right
Oh,
now,
there you
a
go.
little t-shirt.
I'm in my
sneaks.
Balenciagas. There's not. They're not the same.
Stylist,
Damn.
stylist. And so, what's kind of the future of Trailblazers now? So you've done multiple runs. You're going into year 4. You've gone into New York. You've touched a lot of people. You know, what's the future looking for you guys? What are the plans?
More collaborations, more cities, more everything, just more. Can't stop.
And are you still only doing kind of like a annual event, or are we trying to do more frequent?
We're gonna probably the Brown one's probably gonna turn into more of a frequent event. Since we did New York this year, we're gonna do New York again next year because the women loved it out there. We're looking for a third city. There's been talks, maybe DC, maybe LA.
Oh, DC's fire. I
Yeah.
love DC. I talk highly of DC. LA would be cool too. That'd be wild.
But it's all about getting that connection, right?
yeah.
We're not gonna just jump on.
What about Chicago?
or Chicago? It don't.
3 Run 2 homies over there.
Yeah, why not?
Why not all of
Well,
them?
yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, because that's it's one of those like when we think about proof of concept, right? When we talk about a product, we got to make sure we touch this market, then we start. The bra run is something that every market needs,
Yeah.
that every city needs.
It's all about collaboration, though. Really, at the end, it's all about like, we're doing the same work. Why don't we just link up and spread the message louder? That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
It's really what it is.
We had a conversation on this podcast about protecting women. It was fresh. I don't even know if I told you about this, but there was a post going around of a promoter that how he was being really creepy and very like rapey, honestly, with patrons. And it was this Facebook post that went on that I didn't write it, but this dude wrote it, and I was friends with him. He tagged him and everything, and there was tons of shares, tons of comments of like women thanking him and being like, wow, like finally someone is like talking about this. And they were like putting in screenshots of conversations with homie, like it was like telling their stories. It was bad.
Wow.
It was really, really bad. And I tried to have not a conversation, I was just like kind of like making people aware and at least alerting the fellas and like being like, yo, like this is stuff that we need to do more of just being cautious of, who's around us and how, we're approaching our women. Cause, when the Remy in the system, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like people start acting different and shit, but it's it's a real cold world out there. You know what I mean? So it's like, not to say that you need to necessarily, you know, fight someone or anything to protect someone, but even just being present, even just saying something,
just being able, hey, do you need help?
Yeah.
Do you need to be pulled away?
Yeah.
Like that, just like small stuff like that.
Yeah.
Goes long.
Yeah. And so you being as a woman, you know, you like to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, we party and stuff. And, you know, I feel like you're in a lot of different communities. What's kind of been your experience or your opinion on just kind of how women are viewed and handled with in nightlife?
Like, unfortunately, I think women are viewed as objects, right? They're drunk. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, they're drinking too much. Oh, she lose easy, like stuff like that. But I think now women's voices are being heard, and I think that's great. I think women are now being, you know, like now with social media being a thing, you can call out somebody really fast, right? You can like murders and cases have been solved through social media, right? And that's big.
Yeah, it is.
So, how do women are seen?
Like it's I'll tell a story.
Yeah.
Like, so I have a twin sister, you know what I mean, and she's always talked about this shit, and I'm like, oh, like, you know, oh, it must be so hard getting guys offering you drinks all night, and like I was just very ignorant, you know what I mean. And then one time I went to a Machine, which is a gay club, and I went because so one of my homies is gay, and I remember one time he was like, yo, like, do you think sometime like we can go to like a gay club? And I was like, why? And he was like, well, I always go to clubs with you, like straight, quote unquote straight clubs, like I think it's only fair. And I was like, fuck, you're right. You know what I mean? So I was like, rally up the troops. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I got drunk as fuck.
Because the drinks are usually cheaper.
Well, I was just like, yo, like, I don't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't, like, mind you, this is like college days. Like, I was super young.
But
like,
there's a reason why women, you say that most straight women
yo,
go to gay clubs.
yeah,
talk about that.
yeah. So, and I'm like, oh, like, it's just gonna be a bunch of like dudes that I'm not really gonna, I'm not gonna have a good time. And so I pull up, and we're in line, and I'm like, and I like nudge my boy, and I'm like, I have a question. Why are the most beautiful women I've ever seen in line right now?
Because it's safe.
Because it's safe. And he goes, think about it. Gay guys, who do they go to clubs? Who do they go out with? And I'm like, oh, like they're the gay best friend. You know what I'm saying? So they pull up with 5 girls each. Right. And they're all beautiful. And I was like, yo, like I never thought of that. You know what I mean? Like that makes so much sense. And so I'm like, okay, like, you know, we're gonna catch a vibe. Like it's gonna be a good time. Like there's some girls here, whatever. And so I go in, and I've never felt so like objectified in my life. Like I felt it. Yeah. Like eyes on me, like dudes pulling my arm. Yeah. And like, you know, I'm a clean cut guy. I have earrings. Like when I go out, I like to dress a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So like, I guess I could pass. I don't know. I was at a gay club, you know, what else could they think? And so dudes are all over me, man. Yeah. Grabbing my ass. Like, and I was like, yo, like, leave me alone. Like, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's how women feel in a straight club.
Yeah. So, and I remember like we pulled up with some girl, like straight girls or whatever. And I remember pulling one. I'm like, yo, can you just like dance with me so people can like know that like I like women? Yeah. You know what I mean? And like it was a moment where I was like, yo, I not that I get it, but I see it now. Like this is just one night for me. You know what I mean? And I can just escape it. But like this is kind of like reality for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so imagine like you're trying to be cute, you're wearing your best dress.
Yo, like I was like, damn, like I was like, I just walked in.
Right.
And Maddie was, and so my sister was there. She came with us that night. And I'm like saying this, she goes, that's literally how it's like. And she was chilling because like no one was really on her. Right. And like, and I'm just like, God damn, like I just walked in, like I couldn't even get a drink, and these dudes pulling on me and shit. And she's like, yeah,
it's aggravating. Yeah, we're objectified as objects, right?
I kind of liked it because it was a night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Once in a while, it's cute. It's cute to be reminded that you're cute.
No. But you know, it was a great time.
But that's how women feel though, like in going to clubs, right? That's where we feel, you know, like, you know, we have like the resting bitch face, or we just look standoffish. But imagine us walking through just to sit and get a drink. We just went through mad dudes grabbing our arms, grabbing our butts. Doing the hey ma, you know, like, which, you know, it's fun and all, but like it gets tiring after a while when you're just trying to hang out.
Yeah, I know some girls that have been like, I love going out and stuff, but she's like, but I'm just tired of it. Like I can't do it anymore. what are I don't know. I don't even know how to ask, but like, what? The obvious answer is like, all right, guys, stop being like all dogs and like leave women alone.
Right.
But
I guess shoot your shot appropriately. I guess that's the quick, like, you know,
because I do see the other side, and like again, having lady friends or my sister or whatever, they're like, yo, like, oh, it's great being a girl because I don't got to pay for a single drink. So what is the line?
that is a lie.
What is the line though?
Just because you're a girl doesn't mean you're not paying for a drink. I pay for my own drinks. I'm like,
You're also booed up though.
No, before I was booed up, I was a conscious party girl. I was never gonna take advantage of somebody. I might stand on the corner of your table just to feel cool. But like other than that, I'm not gonna like try to grab your bottle. That's not that's not how I roll. But that's just me though. But what's your
Yeah, it's
question?
definitely just you. You know what I'm saying, George?
Because that's not me though.
That's definitely just you.
I feel like that's bad
there
karma.
are table leeches.
I'm not.
Because like when I be at like Icon, like I'm a bird, like on a bird's nest. Like I see all. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy because I was just telling someone about this. Like I'll be on the like a booth, right, or a stage, looking at all, and I can look at like two different people at two different tables and be like, yo, they're fucking. They're not at the same table, but I'll look because every time the bottles come to the dude, the girl's like,
oh,
trying to look at what, you know what I mean? Oh, what is, you know what I'm saying? And then the same thing vice versa. Oh, and I'm like these, like I'll look, I'm like these people are connected in some way. You feel what I'm saying? And then I keep like I'll play a record, maybe like a sexy record. Oh, what's she doing? Like she shaking her ass or what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, these two people are fucking, bro. Like, but no one knows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see all. And with that being said, I also see the table leeches.
Yeah.
I see girls, 20 minutes ago, you were just at the other table.
I'm screaming.
And now you're at this other table.
Yeah.
I look up 30 minutes later, they're at another table. And I'm like, damn, you're just like bouncing around. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking hilarious. So it's like, it's weird. Like I make an announcement, like an announcement on the podcast in terms of like protecting women and everything like that, which I absolutely stand by. But sometimes I'm like, yo, there's some women that don't make it easy. Like, or that I guess do make it easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like kind of, cause I go, especially on the let out of clubs when I'm just walking in my car, but like the let out is a wild place.
That's, I always leave at 1:30 because between 1:30 and 2, it's
shooing
shit show.
shots.
Yep. Hail Mary.
Hail Marys. Yeah,
It's
dude.
just a
Like,
bunch of Hail Marys.
yeah. And so that's in the club, right? And you know me, like I like to end my sets with some R&B. Like I'm gonna help you out. You know what I'm saying? Catch a vibe, catch a mood. But that's what I'm saying. The let out is that much worse because the Hail Marys are you already tried them. They're done. Now you're like, you'll literally take anything.
Yeah.
Or a lot of these dudes will. Like, and I'm seeing like I said, like even from just walking to my car and passing by people, I'm hearing the craziest pickup lines. I'm literally hearing like, please.
Right.
And I'm like, God damn, dude. Like,
You hear please, I hear like just any bullshit they can think of.
yo,
Just anything.
like, and I'm like, how do you think any of these pickup lines are gonna work?
Do they ever work?
But the thing is then one day I hear a hey ma, blah blah blah, and goes straight to him, sits on his lap, doing all this and the third, and I'm like, it's because of you that you give you. It's the one time where it hits, and they're like, oh yeah, see, this works. This is why it's worth it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, like if everyone was just on the same page, these dudes would stop.
But that's like finding a 4-leaf clover.
I don't know.
Does that happen?
It's just not my vibe. Like, I'm not the type to be hooting and hollering at.
Hey, but I'm also not going to tell people not to, if they want to, if they want to end the night together, if they just meant to like 10 seconds, then that's on them. If it's mutual.
It's just when I see that, I'm like, yo, like that's why these dudes are never going to stop.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Because it worked. That's my beef with it, and that's just from me like having looked outside looking in, experiencing it, whatever. I don't know. I see some shit and I'm like, yo, really? I'm like, that really worked? That's crazy.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
I
guess good for them.
I don't know.
I
don't know like what my sentiment about it is. But I guess good for them. Congrats, I guess. I don't know. It's fucking wild. Oh my God. It's like, and sometimes like I'll have my homegirls or lady friends that visit, and like I don't want them to be in that. So I'm like, yo, like, let me at least like walk you out on my car and you can call a ride from there just so like we're all safe and we can like sit and stuff.
Right.
And like, like I'm walking with them. Like one of them could be my girl or whatever. Or they could be my sister, whatever the case is. And still. And I'm like, yo, I'm right here.
Shameless.
Like shameless. I'm like, yo, this shit's wild. And then they're always like, you see this shit like every week.
Every week.
I'm like, damn.
I bet you it's the same dudes too. Every week.
Yeah. It's awful.
Sin vergüenzas.
Sin vergüenza, yo. Awful. But anyway, moral of the story. Guys, let's clean it up.
Right.
Let's work on our game. So then we're in the club.
Come correct.
Come correct.
We'll come
look
correct
good.
if you do. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Because shit, a lot of these gay spots are getting some of the.
So what? Honestly, you'll probably find like the love of your life in a gay club because usually those women have experienced a lot of stuff.
I'm trying to pull up to Club Cafe at some point.
Yes.
I heard Club Cafe is crazy.
It is hella popping. You want to do, is I think Candyland?
Candy bar.
Yeah.
Well, now it's Legacy.
Yes.
Legacy is like every time I'm walking to Icon, Legacy's right there, and it's like a big like, and they go early.
You know, it's a whole different vibe in a gay club too.
Oh, you went to Legacy like last month, right?
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Explain the vibe. Set the
So when you go into a straight club, right? People are usually mean. When you go into a gay club, people are really nice. You would randomly just dance with just random people. Like, I don't know how many.
That was the energy I kind of felt. So like so when I went to Machine, like that first time, I went multiple times. That shit was popping. I like really danced a lot and very shamelessly because, to be honest, like no matter how crazy I was getting, there was always some dude doing 10 times more than I was.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, I was with my lady friends and stuff. When we're all like, there was a point where we all got drunk and we're all just trying to have a good time. We understood that it was a safer space. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting mad ratchet, like girls twerking on me fist pumping with my dudes. Like we're having a great time. And again, it was always like, we would be like, yo, we're kind of acting kind of wild, but then we'll look around. There's two dudes on a stripper pole, like making out, going crazy. You know what I mean? Like ripping each other's shirts off and shit. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're not the worst ones here. So fuck it, you know. So I did feel that vibe, and like the music was obviously different. A lot of like Queens of Pop and like up tempo stuff.
No down tempo. They don't do no R&B.
It's always
go. Right.
It was a crazy energy. And so I definitely felt that. But that was years ago. Like I haven't been in years. So, you know, you going pretty recent. Yeah, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. No, it's the same energy. Everyone's really nice. People are friendly. Random people will go up to you and talk to you and dance. Like that's happened to me so many times. The community is really small too, so you'll start to see a lot of people. So there was this one girl named Kat with the Kat. What's her last name? Noel. I've known her through the gay community for a long ass time.
She runs with us.
She runs with
us.
Oh,
that's homegirl.
Yeah.
She's mad dope.
Yeah, but like I known her in like from like gay settings, predominantly like gay clubs. I would see her, I would know who she is. And it was just now that Pioneers, we just started.
I just ran with her yesterday.
Yeah, we just started to like, you know, like getting to know each other. Blah,
She's
blah, blah.
mad cool.
But that's like you start to see the same people, just like in any settings you go to, right? You go to a lot, you start seeing people you know and start feeling slightly comfortable, so you feel safe. Yeah.
I would love to take the opportunity for those listening that might be interested in maybe going to some spots. I'm not really in touch. I feel like you're a little bit more in touch than I am. I've at least just some spots.
Legacy is definitely the place to go. I say Fort Hill does a lot of gay nights. Fort Hill is in the hood. It's in the heart of Roxbury. They do cater to the BIPOC queer community, which I love. And so does Legacy too. But also you can always go to Club Cafe. But there's not that many gay spots. Unfortunately, Boston, it being so gay forward and all that stuff.
I heard what's the spot I hear called Blend?
Blend is
that's a gay spot, right?
That's a gay spot
in Dorchester.
In Dorchester, yeah.
Is it popping? Or?
I've never been.
Oh, really? I was talking to
it's
Ben
predominantly a white gay area.
I was talking to Ben and Freddie about it.
Yeah, do they like it?
And they said it was really young.
Yeah, that too.
They were like complaining about how young it is, and I was like, "That's mad funny."
It's also pretty white. It's fine. That's okay. That's a vibe itself. Peggy O'Neill's. It's a little more trashy, which I enjoy more.
Yeah, I like the trashy spots.
Yeah. So that one, it's still pretty good. So young, but so fun and
there's it's funny. There's a spot called like Trophy Room.
Oh, are they still open?
I don't know. So the reason I know and bring it up is one time we went to some like graduation at Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology, which is like in like the South area, you know, like kind of close to Back Bay or whatever. We went to some like family members' graduation once. This is years ago. Me and my family, and we were done. We're like, yo, we're kind of hungry. Like, what's around here that like we could go eat at? And we're just walking around. I'm like, oh, this place looks really nice. Like, and it was a restaurant. Yeah, you know what I mean, it was called like Trophy Room or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that place. Yeah.
And we walk in, whatever, sit down. Whatever. Nice little restaurant. But I'm looking around at like some of the flyers they have. Yep. And it's like, it was so gay. It was like gay. It was gay as fuck. I don't know how else to put it. It was gay as fuck. Like, it was like, and then like you start paying attention to like the names of the drinks. It's like pickle this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's gay as fuck. And I'm kind of just like picking up on it. And then I see the flag. Oh yeah. And I'm like, yo, I think this is a gay bar. And then the waiter comes up, gay as fuck. Love it. And I'm like, yo, this is, I didn't say anything, but I was just waiting for my dad. Oh, okay. For my dad to put it, because my dad is a little bit more old school. Right. And my dad's thing is he's not homophobic. He just doesn't understand like being like just being queer. He just doesn't get it. Right. Like he still thinks that like you develop it. Right. You see what I'm saying? And so I was waiting for it to click to him, and I had to bring it up to him. He didn't get it, which was part of my point of being like, so you don't see them in the wild. You can't tell. No. You feel what I'm saying? Because my boy that I mentioned before, of who I went to the gay spot with, he's one of the manliest men I know. You feel what I'm saying? His family owns a farm. He be chopping down fucking. He has shot multiple cows in the head. Let's go. You know who can't shoot a cow in the head? Me. I know. I feel sad. That's an animal. I'm gonna eat it. I can't look it in the eye and shoot it.
Aren't you from the campo? Aren't you from Guatemala? You ever killed any of your damn animals?
I don't know if I could. No? To see it, to look a cow in the eye. You know, cows are... I know, I say this super hypocritically because I eat meat, bro. Like, I can never be a vegetarian, but I could not look a cow in the eye and shoot it. And no, I know I could eat it. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the shooting part. I have boundaries. Yes. I have boundaries. Yes. One of my boundaries is shooting it in the face. And he's like, I do it all the time. And I'm like, bro, that's fucking crazy. And he's gay as fuck, right? Oh, he's mad gay.
Love it.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and honestly, my experience with, so I hate to just like air out his fucking coming out story, but fuck it. Mm-hmm. So I was part of his process of coming out. Mm-hmm. And being part of that process really opened my eyes in terms of, one, the spectrum, right? You know, I think especially growing up, especially within kind of our kinds of households, that we see homosexuals or queers to be just one way. Right. And like me as a guy, I can't be near any queer men because they all want to fuck me. You know what I mean? Right. Like, and it's just uncomfortable. Don't mix. They want to put makeup on. Like, that's how we are programmed when we grow up in the kind of households that I think that we come from, right? And so, you know, I think I was obviously more educated than my parents and stuff, and I was able to learn through pop culture, through you know, MTV. You know, I'm watching these shows that have, you know, watching The Real World that has the one gay character and he goes through, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm a little bit more educated on this, so I know that that's not really how it is, but it really took me to be inside someone's own experience. You feel what I'm saying? And so with him, he's first generation as well, coming out to his parents, how difficult that was. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And, you know, kind of being there for him and understand that I'm like, yo, this is one of the manliest dudes I know. He just likes guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't change anything. And it took me to realize, to be in it and to see it, to realize that. And so that's why I always make the case and use him as the prime example, because he's been to my house, my parents' house. And I'm like, and when he would leave, I'm like, yo, to my dad, I'm like, you know he's gay? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that dude's fully gay. See? No. And I'm like, yeah, dude, he's gay as fuck.
You can't tell someone's gay.
But it's because he goes, but he doesn't look gay. I'm like, exactly. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And so my dad's slowly but surely learning about it. And I appreciate him and his friendship of being able to introduce to me and explain things to me, because I still don't get everything.
Just like Latin culture right now is just opening up to like queerness.
A lot of shit.
A lot of
What do you actually, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
The term Latinx, right? Oh. Which is, I feel like has come out of nowhere for me. What's your opinion on the term?
The way I say is because it's such a complex. It's so deep, right? So the X part of Latinx is to gender neutralize the word Latin, right? To make it women and men equal. We just use that one, and it's really for like the darkety dark Latin people, right? Because it symbolizes like the struggles of Black and brown Latin people they've gone through history. So it's like a collaboration. Also, like Latin to me is like Mexico, anything from like Central America-ish area. To me, that's what Latin means to me. Not Spain, not Guatemala. Guatemala. Guatemala is 1,000% included. But you know what I'm saying? South America, right?
So Latin America, I think by definition is within Mexico, Central America.
Yeah.
The Caribbean and South America.
Yes.
Hispanic is only Spanish speaking. So someone from Spain is Hispanic but not Latin American.
Right.
Someone from Brazil.
Latin. Yeah, Latin.
Or Latin. Or Latin.
Yeah, you're right.
But someone from Brazil is Latin American, but not Hispanic.
Right.
So that's the textbook definition of them.
Right. I guess you can say it's like the Caribbean.
No, Caribbean than that.
Yeah, no, like you know what it means, like Latin America. I mean, Latinx means like the Caribbean.
So you use the term.
Yeah, I prefer Latin, not Latinx. I can go for both. It doesn't bother me. But like, don't call me Hispanic. Don't call me Spanish.
Oh yeah, don't call me Spanish. Yeah. For sure. You can call me Hispanic.
No, I don't even like it. I'm no one's panic.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh.
That was a bar.
I know. You didn't even see it? Like it says his panic?
I've seen it. I don't know. It never really hit me like that though. You know why? I think because when it's put like that is just like a feminism thing.
Yeah.
But when you're like, I don't want to be no one's panic. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was able to hit for me. Yeah, I get. But so this is my thing. So, and part of why Latinx is the Spanish language is literally like almost nearly every word is either feminine or masculine.
Right.
9 times out of 10, doing a general group of things is going to be the masculine version.
Right.
Oh, we're Latinos. But if it's a group of Latinas, then they're Latinas. Right. So it's language based, a lot of it.
Right.
And then there's other connotations that come with it, and then being able to include everybody, spectrum, etc. So it was weird to me because it's an English created term for a Spanish word. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for me, I was like, what the fuck is this? When I first read it, I was like, what the fuck is this? And I didn't obviously understand where it came from or like what it really was trying to do. And because to me, like, I'm Latino. But it's easier for me to say that because I'm just a masculine, straight Latin dude. You know
also, think about it. I mean, also, I know Latinx can be for people who like don't identify as like a man or a female.
Right.
So it can be very non-binary. Yeah.
Right. It's non-binary. Right. But for me, like, because I've introduced myself as a Latino before, and someone was like, "No, like say Latinx," and I was like, "Don't tell me what to say."
Right.
Like I got beef with it because like I happen to be lucky enough to know not to know what I am, but like to be comfortable with being called Latino.
Right.
Right. You know, I don't have it necessarily as easy as someone who may be on a spectrum, who is non-binary, who feels the need that, or who feels that Latino or Latina doesn't represent them. Right. Right. But I got into an argument with someone where I was like, yo, like, but don't make me have to use some word. You know what I'm saying?
No one should be telling someone how to identify themselves. That's silly.
So that's why I was like, I kind of got beef with this word, bro.
Oh, no, you got beef with the person.
Maybe that is what it is. Maybe that is what it is.
You don't have to use it. I don't use Latinx. I use Latina, right? Because I do identify as a like a Latin woman. I identify as my gender. Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah. I don't know. You got me thinking a lot. Maybe I just got beef with the person.
You probably just got beef with the person.
I hate to make this episode super. Next, I don't know.
That's fine. We didn't plan this.
We didn't plan this at all. I love these tangents.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's learning a little bit. I have a question. This is my last Latin related question.
Okay.
When you're filling out an application, you already know where I'm going. When you're filling out an application, and they say, okay, first they say, I don't forget, but they say, are you Hispanic or Latino? Right.
Right.
Check it off.
Right.
Then they say, what is your race? Right. And it's always like Asian, black, white, like Pacific Islander or some shit, and then other.
Other, yeah.
What do you pick?
I put black.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm dark as hell.
Yeah, you're darker. You're darker than I am, though.
Yeah. I choose black, and I'm new to that, right? I'm new to this. I'm new to the identifying as an Afro Latina. I knew what I was, right? Because growing up, my nickname was La Negra, like Negrita. Like that's just
Morenita.
Like Morenita, negra, mi negra, vení aquí. Like that's like stuff my mom still calls me that. And like in translation to English, that means my little black girl. So,
but it's endearing. It's not like it sounds harsher if you're not Latino. Yeah.
It definitely sounds crazy.
It sounds harsh, but like in Latin culture, it's like it's whatever. Like it's whatever. It's just what it is. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's like when people use the N word. I guess is that kind of.
I don't think it's that. Well, we don't have that whole slave background.
No, we don't. We don't have that yet.
So it's not.
We do, but low key we do. But
different, very different.
Yeah. So like, but like, so and like. It was like 3 years ago that I'm just starting to identify as an Afro Latina because that's like a new thing for me. I've experienced, like some of the stuff that like darker people experience. Like racism is definitely I've experienced that. Just discrimination.
Yeah, in Latin America, it's really bad.
It's really bad. Like
it's really bad.
I mean, in pop culture now, like tell me one dark person that's famous that's Latin American, that's Latin, dark.
That's not an athlete.
That's not an athlete.
So that's why Sech is such a big deal.
Who is?
He's a reggaeton artist. I think he's actually Nicaraguan, I think. Fuck, what is he? So in the post-production, I'm going to play he's Panamanian.
Oh,
so he's pop. So I'm going to show you what he looks like.
Okay.
Hold on.
Sheesh. Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
He's Afro black though.
Yeah. I feel like to the naked eye, everyone will be like, "Oh, that's just a black man."
Right.
So he's a Panamanian dude. Mm-hmm. I also just want to mention that Pop Smoke was half Panamanian, so put respect on Central American's name. And so that's why him breaking into the reggaeton scene was a big deal because, to your point, there's not a lot of like Afro Latino or like dark Latinos that are out here.
And even just like in the Latin culture, like telenovelas, that's like our main number one. The darkest person would be the servant.
But not even that. Like growing up when I was watching novelas, like I remember asking my mom, I'm like, yo, where are these filmed?
Yeah, Mexico.
Because and then she's like, these are all Mexican thing, and I'm like, they don't look like any of the Mexicans I know. You know what I mean? Because they first of all, they all look American or European.
Right.
It's all like the really light and like blonde hair, like long, beautiful hair. Women were fucking unreal, gorgeous. Guys, tall, handsome. Like, and I'm like, these are Mexicans.
Right.
I'm like,
what part of Mexico?
What part of Mexico is this? You know what I mean? And that's real shit. And that was in TV.
That was TV for a long, and I think it's kind of is. I haven't been watching.
I don't be watching novelas.
But like, that's like a big deal. Imagine like a little girl or like us, like little kids watching just like these light skinned Latin people on TVs and like, damn, where's my shot? Yeah.
So, but the thing I struggle with, I'm not as dark as you,
right?
But I'm not fucking white. No. And that's not me hating on white people, but I don't. Why am I gonna check off a white box when I don't experience what it's like to be white?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
So what do you put?
Bro, I put other.
So what'd you?
I put other. I say fuck you, man. I'm Latino, son.
Right.
I'm not because I'm not gonna claim being, but I'm not black. I know I'm not black. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not fucking white though.
No. So what do you put there? So you put other, and then
I struggle with that shit.
What do you fill out right there?
I'm like, bitch, I'm Latino.
At one point I was putting in like my like native. I was going super deep.
Okay. So we're going deep. Okay, I had this argument with someone. And it was heated. It was a heated argument. So this one girl was like, no, you should be putting white.
No.
And I said, tell me why I should be putting white. And she goes, and this is fact. Like I understand what she was saying, but I was like, shut the fuck up. She was basically, so she was like Guatemala and Honduras were conquered by Europeans. And so you know, with obviously with like, you know, colonizing and people having sex and shit, like there's probably some European in me, right? Probably. Inevitably, right? You know, French colonized Haiti, you know what I mean?
Right.
They all speak French, blah, 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 blah. It goes on and on. So we were conquered by Spaniards. Because before that, in Guatemala and Honduras, we were Mayan. We were native Mayans, right? So she was like, so you're more likely to be white than anything. And I was like, I understand what you're saying, but not a single day of the year where people are like, yo, that's a white dude. He's cool. Right. Like, he's going to get this job. He's going to get whatever because he's another white guy. Never in my life has that ever happened. Right. I am a short, fat, Hispanic dude that needs to go back to where he came from.
You ain't short.
I'm a giant in Central America. I'm really short in the States. It's like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yo, I pull up to Honduras. I'm like that guy. Yeah. Like I'm Michael B. Jordan in Honduras. Like dead ass.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Dead ass.
Because usually Latin people are short as fuck.
It's in Central America. Like the average height for a man is probably like 5'3".
I was just thinking that too.
And
like
for
5,
a woman,
6.
it's like 4'11". I'm 5'10".
See, I mean, you're not short. 5'10" is not
but
short.
I'm average in the States. No, I'm not. I'm average on paper. On Tinder, I'm a midget in the States.
Really?
Yo, if you're right, Tim.
I don't know.
If you're not at least 6 feet, it's a problem.
I've given up, bro. I'm 5'4".
That's like, but you're, what are you? Are you?
5'4".
No, but where's your family from?
China. I'm a giant in China.
But if you go to China, you're that guy, right? Yeah.
Right.
And you're muscular, you're built. In China, he's that guy. Yeah. When I pull up to Central America, I'm that guy.
That's dope.
It's not. Because in here, I'm not. No. But I don't know how the fuck we got here.
I don't know either. That's fine.
But oh yeah, so I told her I was like I think what you're saying is very ignorant because what you're going by the history book and that's cool, but no one looks at me being like, oh yeah, he was conquered by Europeans, so he probably has some European in him, so he's cool. Right. You know what I mean? No one ever says that.
Nobody.
So why the fuck would I check off the white box? Makes no sense.
That makes no sense. At one point, I was putting like ink in. I had to go like,
I
had to hit up my family.
Yeah. We're my family. My heritage.
My heritage. Yeah. But also, like, think about it. Like, a majority of like Central Americans, we all kind of look alike.
Yeah.
So it ain't the colonizers.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. I've never done the what is it, 18 and me or whatever the fuck, like where you.
Yeah. That.
But there is an option that's like Indian / like Native American. But I was like, I can't put that because I'm not Native American. I'm Mayan. Like I'm native to those countries. So it's like it's all fucked up.
I would check off Native American. Native to America. So like Central America. No, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Okay.
I just feel like I feel like it's what I've had this issue. Like I remember like SATs and shit. When I was like in high school, I was doing like mad like SAT prep and like filling out a lot and college applications and stuff. I was like beefing with it mad hard, and it was like a thing that I was like getting kind of fucked up.
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah, because I was like I don't know what I am.
Right.
Like I was like I don't know.
What do you put?
Yeah, like I was like this is fucked. Like fucked up.
Still is
fucked up. I'm not getting emotional. Switching gears.
Yes.
I did want to talk about just kind of your photographer journey. Because you are.
It's been a year now.
Yo, you say like, and I think in most professions or art forms that a year is not a lot. But you're kind of already
I'm pretty
an accomplished photographer. Yeah. Like you're published.
I'm published. Go figure. I know. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm published several times.
Yeah.
Like in the Boston Globe, the Herald.
Runner's World.
Yep.
Runner's World is. I'm trying to give people like perspective. Runner's World is like Time magazine for runners.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yes, pretty much.
Like people read it and people like keep up with it.
Right.
It's a big deal if you're if your picture is in if my face was on Runner's World, it would be a really big deal. You've taken pictures of people in Runner's World.
Yes, several times. Yeah. Wow. Go figure.
I know more about your resume than you do.
Ain't that some shit?
So can you kind of walk us through
How it started.
How you started, and kind of what's been your approach to the art form of photography, and kind of what's been your lane?
So it all started at Pioneers because we were like, fuck. Sid was like, yo, we need a photographer like to like catch these moments, blah, blah, blah. And someone needs to do it. Sid is a really good photographer himself, but he just doesn't have the time.
Yeah.
So, and we had all this money we raised from like fundraising and shit. And we wanted to invest into something that we will all benefit in the long run. And I remember one of the captains being like, yeah, we miss being able to take our, get in our pictures and like post it. I think it was Elise who said that. It's just special to know like how you look like when you're running. So we had the money. I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn. That shit took me a long time. I put in some lot of work. So I would just, I bought a camera. I did my research. I hit up some of my friends who are photographers, asked for their advice of which camera to get, and then like how to go about it. And then, I mean, the rest is history. I just kept shooting. I just know the best way to learn is to actually do it. The time that we did the run that we did in West Roxbury, I was hella shook. I was shitting pants because that's like my third day learning how to take pictures, and I had to figure this shit out. Thankfully, for a beginner camera, they have settings. So shout out to those settings because that shit saved my life. So like I was like taking pictures and then like learning the whole editing part is its own field. Shooting is good, but like editing is like it's even like more work, I think, than actually taking.
Well, there can be bad photos that get saved by good editing, right?
Yeah. So I have no background when it comes to photography. I don't know Adobe. I'm just learning this shit. Like, so that's how like my journey went. So I started to take pictures for run crews, like for Pioneers and Trailblazers. And I saw that the power was bringing, wow, we're getting known out here. People knowing us. People can call us out.
Content is king. So important. And like, I mean, I'm lucky enough that I have multiple photographer friends. Mm-hmm. Tim being one of them. Shout out Tim. Love you, Tim. And it's one of those things where it's like, fuck, like, like if you guys look at my Instagram at Give Me Snacks, like make sure you follow me. Like my shit's clean because like I only post
clean pictures,
shit that my photographer friends take.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I refuse to do an iPhone photo now. Same. At this point.
I cannot do an iPhone.
Like I can't. And because of that, it has legitimized me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? All my shit's clean. You know what I mean? And when we're looking at how it's changed Pioneers as a crew, right, is insane because now all of our shit is clean. Right. Like we have a photographer. Oh shit, crews don't be having photographers.
No, they don't be a photographer showing up every week. Twice a week.
Content on content.
Always pulling up.
Content. And but the thing is so I'll say this because you probably won't say it. Like Frances like just pulls up just to take photos. Like whether like and especially, when you're in that first full year, like it's very similar to DJing. Mm-hmm. There's only one way you can get better than for people to find out that you DJ is to go out and DJ, right? Those opening gigs, those gigs that you got to take for free, whether it is exposure, whether it is to get more reps in. Like you said, you didn't realize how real shit got until you were in an event with tons of people and you knew that photos needed to be taken. Hell yeah. You were put under pressure. As a DJ, you don't know what it's really like until you have to control a crowd, and that there's people giving you requests and people not dancing and giving you the stink face. You know what I mean? That's the only way you learn. So, and you put yourself in those positions a lot. Yeah. And that's how you got so good so quickly.
Yeah, and I would throw myself at protests. You saw that, right?
So there was all these protests going on, and you would just be pulling up.
Yeah, I had to find a different kind of motion, and also like shooting intentionally. I was like, wow, like me taking these pictures at protests is like really like.
Now you gotta like actually look for you have to start training the eye. Like, what is a good photo at a protest,
right?
Or
any
and
picture at a
lighting
protest
and whatever.
because you're just spreading the message that they're trying to send.
But still, there
Yeah.
is an art to it.
True.
There's still an art because like like especially when all those protests were going on, like I was seeing tons of photos and like some people were doing the black and white thing.
Right.
Some people, were doing aerial or were doing very close with some people. Some people were telling people to pose. Some people were doing candid shit. Like there is an art to it that I was getting hip to. And like I said, like with Nightlife, like, you start getting a trained eye, like even just like not as a professional eye like Tim or something, but just because I've seen so many Nightlife photos and Nightlife photographers now, and like a lot of my friends are like elite ass dudes.
That's
Like
dope. That's what's
so
up.
like I'll get younger photographers that hit me up and they're like, yo, like I know you do the dope stuff and like for Icon, whatever, like I want to be able to shoot for it. Like, can I get a rep? And I'm like, I send me samples and I'm like, God damn, like people think photos are just photos, but when you like really see how good photos can get, you can't just be like looking at photos.
No.
You feel what I'm saying? And like that's why again, God bless y'all. Like I begin like photographers will just send me photos because they're at my event and taking photos of me, and I'm like, I can't post these.
It's just trash.
My shit, all my other shit's too fire. Yeah, no, honestly,
Right. Yeah.
I'm like Timmy just sent me these photos from Icon and they're fire, and Francis just sent me these photos from Franklin Park and they're fire. I can't post these, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
That's how it works.
but that's how it is.
Yeah.
But going back to you is like you understood that that's what you had to do to get so good,
Yeah.
and the exposure, and like you put yourself in front of people and be like, yo, here are the photos. Turnaround time, Tim, we talk about this. Turnaround time is big. Your turnaround time is crazy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just being able to be like, fuck, like this is someone I want to work with. So then when it is game time, when someone does have that high budget event or whatever and they need a photographer, they're like, shit, homegirl that's been holding it down all year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how your shit got submitted in a sense, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Turnaround time is very important. I know that as a turnaround time because I'm excited to post what I just took. So like, if you're excited to post, what do you think? How I feel? Like I'm shitting bricks. Like I need to hurry up and go edit these pictures right away because I want to post.
Yeah.
But yeah, shooting intentionally is very big. I'm learning this as time goes by and I'm getting better and like people actually start seeing my art. It's very impactful and it's something I don't think money can buy. It's weird. Like I was just like a lot like today, like we had like the Boston Try on the Carlson Beach, the only try that ever happens in Boston. That nasty ass water, but like people would do it. My friends were out there and I was taking their pictures in their like moment of like seriousness of focus, and they just came out. These pictures are gorgeous.
They're awesome.
They're just gorgeous pictures.
And to your point about being like not really realizing or starting to realize how powerful photos are, like they probably didn't know that you were there taking those moments.
No,
but they're grateful that you did because they're so in it and they trained for this and everything like that. So when they get to see it, they get to show their friends and their family, like that's the power of photos. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like the club stuff, like when I can show my parents,
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, yo, remember that shit? Like when I was just DJing in my room, like look what it is now. And they're like, oh wow,
well, growth,
the growth, and like being able to track those pictures. Like Tim, we were talking about, he has like folders of like every event of every month of every year since he started.
That's dope. That's yeah.
And I was like, yo, send me like the first joints you've ever took of me, like from fucking like 2016 or something.
Was that the ones you posted earlier, like a couple weeks ago?
No. Like I think I remember the event we met. I think I like remember what I was wearing and everything. Yeah, it was Middle East. Yeah. Like, and I probably look so different.
Yo,
you know, like
photographers can like read people pretty well. Like we see, don't you think? I feel like, I get like a certain like exposure of someone I'm taking pictures of. Like when me and you hang out, I see like straight up my like.
Yo, she's always trying to take pictures of me.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I love spending time with Jeremy because not only because he's a good person, but like he's mad fun, and he's also very photogenic. So like very photogenic, and he knows how to pose, which is it's major.
Yeah.
Just saying. But like, you get a sense of like
Someone
another.
sign me.
So okay. You get a sense of like something about them that they don't normally share a lot. Like I get your sensitivity a lot. I
Yeah.
get that from you, and for some people, I get a lot of vulnerability, which I
Yeah,
think
you've
it's
told
great.
me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think that's so precious because it's hard to be vulnerable.
Mm.
It's hard to be vulnerable with no words, and I just see it through body motion, a lot. Like when I did Bree and
Jeff. Yeah.
that was like a turning point for me
Yeah.
in my
So
like,
just for context,
growth.
like so you did a couple
did a
couples
couple
like
shoot.
anniversary shoot or
Right.
something like
like
that.
putting myself out there. I would hit up my like good looking friends and be like, can I take a picture? Like that's literally how I do it.
Yeah. and you ended up doing a couple.
I
like
did a
friend of ours who are
Yep,
a couple.
I did a very sexy grown couple picture, like very black and white, very beautiful picture because their love is so gorgeous for each other. you know?
Yeah. But being able to like actually see it on display was
Right.
no, yeah, that's amazing. And again, like you being able to put yourself out there as I think has been what has allowed you to catapult so quickly. And like people know your photos, bro.
I know. I'm like, I guess I get mad shook when people are like, "Oh, you're Franny Pan."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yo.
what? What's that mean?
You've taken pictures for some of my friends.
Yeah, it's your friends.
Yeah. So people just find you and they're like, yo, this is fire.
Yeah, I take pictures of everybody, and that's how that's how I've been doing it. This whole year, I've just been straight up networking, just like hitting up people who I think that'd be really good in front of the camera, or just people who I think would need it, or just putting myself in situations that don't really get that much light that needs to be lit. Like for example, the ball. Remember, I went to go take pictures at the ball. Like it was a fundraiser for Common Square Health. Common Square Health Center, Common Square, and it was and it was just for gay month, like for gay pride, and
Oh
they
yeah,
had a
yeah,
ball,
yeah.
and it was fucking sick. What a ball is like a dance competition, but it's not your regular dance competition.
It's like the voguing.
It's
and
like
shit.
the Pose. You ever seen Pose on HBO?
Nah,
It's like Pose on HBO.
I gotta peep it.
Show's hot.
So where can people find your photos? Where can people find you? In your
You can find me on Franny Pack. You can find me. That's my personal IG. I refuse to make a photography IG.
Against my word.
I know, and it gets worse. It's just because these pictures are part of me. That's why. That's part of who I am. But you'll never see an iPhone picture.
Yeah, no, I
ever
can't
in my
anymore.
life. Nope. You can find me there. You can find me also on Pioneers RC. You can also find me on Trailblazhers.
Yeah, spell that out for the people.
Okay, so TRAILBLAZHER Run Co.
S.
Yeah, S Run Co.
And trailblazhers.com.
Trailblazhers.com.
Great. So
Yep.
please support Frances, whether it's through her photos, whether it's through the amazing things she's doing with the community, supporting women, supporting BIPOC, LGBTQ community. You're out here,
I'm outside.
very much outside. So definitely follow her and everywhere that you can find her. As always, follow me at Give Me Snacks. Follow at Dope Entertainment Official. Follow at But I Know the DJ. Frances, it was an amazing pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me. I
course.
usually am the one taking pictures.
I know, yeah. And now, but you deserve to have your spotlight and everything. And I think
feel so honored. I got my flowers today, y'all.
Absolutely. So everyone check out Frances, and we will see you next time.